Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another Reddit story for you. This one is actually from Off My Chest, and it is titled, Today, My Wife Met My Girlfriend. Start right there. I, 32 male, am a widow. My wife passed away from pancreatic cancer 5 years ago. She was forced to leave behind our 2 kids, R, 10 male, and H, 7 male. My wife was the absolute light of my life. We were high school sweethearts, went to the same college, and got married after graduation. We were inseparable. Every day I fell more in love with her. It was like my heart was living outside my body. When she passed, the amount of pain I was in is indescribable. I prayed to go to sleep and not wake up just so I could see her one last time. I contemplated meeting her, but every time I was ready, my kids would look at me. They had her face, her personality, her DNA. I couldn't leave them. They were all I had left of her. It took years before I was able to function normally again. I even quit my job and lived off of savings and her life insurance for about a year. I was half the dad I used to be and only a fraction of my former self. 2 years after her passing, I decided enough was enough and I kicked myself into gear. I found a job in a different city closer to my parents. I packed my kids up and I moved. Life was hard, but I kept chugging along and eventually I found some joy. A year after moving, I took a business trip to New York where I met my current girlfriend, Elle. While I acknowledged there was a chemistry, I told her I was already married and she understood. However, a few months later, I had to go back to New York where we met up again. I let my guard down for the first time around her. Before I knew it, she was putting in a transfer for my home branch and moving to my city. I fell in love with her and asked her out a year ago next month. My kids adore her, and though she reminded them she will never take their mom's place, they lovingly call her Mama L. Today was the anniversary of my wife's passing, an extremely hard day for all of us. This morning, I walked into the living room to find Elle and my kids waiting for me. The kids were dressed in their church clothes with goofy smiles on their faces and bouquets in hand. Apparently, Elle came up with the idea of a picnic at my wife's grave, an idea that the boys loved as they enjoyed going to see their mom. While I was sleeping, they prepared food and flowers. They insisted on wearing their best clothes. I'll admit that I cried at the sight of them. I don't know how I got this lucky twice in a row. I wanted my wife to meet this amazing woman, so I asked Elle to come along, and she did. The day that I dread every year turned out to be a humbling reminder of the reason why I stayed on this planet. To my lovely wife, you can never be replaced, but she is good to me, and she takes care of our kids like you would. Thank you for sending her to me. This is not at all what I thought it was. This is amazing. How cool is this? You know, here I was thinking this was going to be some kind of terrible drama because the title made it sound like it was going to be. And it ends up being this wholesome, heartwarming, like restore your faith in humanity after hearing all of these stories about assholes and people in shit positions and people just up against it and people making poor choices and people choosing selfishness. After hearing everything that we hear going through these stories, seeing something like this is enough to give you hope and to think, wow, there is still a chance for the world. There is still a chance for humanity. This is awesome. This is amazing. And you know, of course, no one ever wants to have to face anything like this. But like OP said here, I mean, the pain that he felt whenever he lost the person that he loved the most had him ready to end it. And the only thing that prevented that from happening was his kids. And obviously that there's going to be that dark time that he regrets forever about being a fraction of the dad that he could have been. And I can't imagine going through that. But to get to the other side and to be like, yes, this is what it was all for. It all makes sense now. This is the best thing that could have happened for everyone involved is amazing. That's amazing. Pass the tissues. Oh man, it's we don't see like these pure goodness come through in stories often, but this was it. I take back those red flags in the beginning. This was all light. I love every second of it.